And what have we here? New construction opportunity. A multi-barn. We've got like 3 of those. This will be the 3rd of those. Still, I don't really mind that much. I mean, if we're gonna be a farming community, that's perfectly respectable. Attract or accommodate new citizens. We've only had 35, and that's a low number. I'm not sure how you're going to attract new students without building some kind of houses, I guess. Alright. There you go, chromatic metal. Hour and a half, and I think the roof, that's another phase. And I think you built, heat capacitors, something like that. I forget exactly how many metal plates the roof is, but all the same. I suppose it expands the settlement. Let me just check the status here. 17%, but it's still only 35 citizens. I don't know how you'd get that up. But I imagine it's by building stuff. Anyway, so I'll be back during either the next phase of construction or the next decision I have to make. See you then. Well, we have a new citizen request. Let's see. What's this guy have to say? Oh, the citizenry request a festival to celebrate an auspicious moon. Though exempting all citizens from work, the event will be costly. 85% believe the cost will be worthwhile. We've done this before. I figure we can do it again. And we got like a half hour until we're finished the first phase of the multi-barn, so I'll be back then. It seems I have a new policy decision to make. So, our leading thinkers have noticed a significant rise in their forbidden numbers among the citizens. They feel creating a new tax will reverse this trend, or if not, then at least the settlement will profit. Okay, so I know I said happiness was hard to come by, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, if I don't tax them, I gain happiness, but I lose more productivity. If I do tax them, I gain less productivity, but I lose happiness. On the other side of that, while it's hard, while happiness is generally harder to come by, I was able to gain like 10% of it. So I mean, I don't know, it seems we're doing worse with productivity than we are with happiness right now. So I'll tax the numbers and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, see, here we've got 62% happiness. Look at how far around the circle that is. And our productivity, though, is less than that. So we'll probably gain more happiness along the way. But the walk towards but the path to total productivity is longer. And there's the number of citizens. I'm not exactly sure how I recruit more of them. Still, until we get more buildings, we probably need to work more on productivity than happiness at this stage. come to think of it, I think the next stage of the farm is ready. Yeah, we need magnetized ferrite. I don't know, is that for the roof? Yeah, it is for the roof. Okay, here you go. Magnetized ferrite, and that's another hour and a half. So I'll be back if there's a new decision I have to make, or for the last phase of construction. And I have another settlement management decision to make. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so our leading thinkers are divided. Each have their own agenda. One group insists we will fail without immediately bolstering our anti-sentinel systems. Another insists the time is right for using technology to improve citizen welfare. So, let me see. I can decrease sentinel attention by 2% or ramp up citizen happiness. Well, I'm not going to lose anything by decreasing sentinel attention or increasing citizen happiness. On the alternate side, this is the first time that I have ever seen a policy that will detract sentinel attention. So I imagine we're going to need that more and more as our settlement moves up in class. So I'm going to research camouflage measures. Not the easiest decision in the world, but I imagine we can get happiness from other policy decisions. Now, we've got some... we don't have that long until the next phase of construction for the multi-barn, but I can't remember for the life of me where it is. However, once I'm actually... once the next phase is ready to begin, then it'll show up. Yeah. See, I knew it was a heat capacitor, so I built some heat capacitors, and yeah, here we go. The multi-barn's this way. Or should I say its construction site's this way, because the multi-barn itself isn't complete yet. Ah, it's right next to the Emporium, too. Okay. Heat capacitors. And we've got another hour and a half, I estimate. Won't tell me. Yeah, here we go. So, I got some more errands to run, and possibly autophage missions. One of said errands is getting solanium from the heat capacitors. Let me get to my office. It's a little radioactive out here. Okay, so a heat capacitor, 100 frost crystal, 200 solanium. Now I have the plants aboard my freighter for, well, everything. But as you can see here, I've got like 295 solanium and a bit over 1,000 frost crystal. So one of the things I ought to do is get to a hot enough planet and scrounge for it, which is surprisingly lucrative, really. So that's gonna be where I'm going next, but you don't want to watch that, it's boring. And as for... oh, snap, hang on a minute. I was in the middle of an autophage mission. Actually, no, not at the middle of it. At the end of an autophage mission. And while I'm on the subject, I might as well tell you about autophage missions so far. I am ranked like... I'm like at the second to last rank, and so far it has been... there have only ever been 4 kinds of autophage missions. The first kind is to give them something, some kind of craftable, whatever it is, like the hydrogen jelly, rusted metal, which you can get in any ruin. There we go. Don't know why they're still calling it Rando T9. Okay, Okay, so yeah, you can give them stuff, or stuff that you mine, like paraffinium. You also repair lost autophages. Now there, they give you the coordinates for the autophage. You go and you patch the thing up, and then come back and tell them you did it. The third kind is killing sentinels, which I was about to turn in. And the last kind, and I have only ever done this once since I showed it, is to salvage a starship for scrap. Like, salvage an old starship. This was never a mission before I started doing it for autophages. I don't know whether anyone else gives that as a mission. Like, they say, here, salvage this starship. But there haven't been any others since. Now, another thing about autophages is that, a bit hot out and stormy, is that they seem to build their settlements around a piece of technology, like this thing, for example, or an exosuit pod, an exosuit upgrade pod. Oh, yeah. In case you forgot, you can't really see these guys until you hit the scan button. Oh, where did I park my? Okay, I didn't park on top of this thing. I was concerned about that for a bit. I don't think it really does anything detrimental, but okay, yeah, I got your mission ready for you. Okay. So, I'm going to find another autophage settlement and do some missions there and scrounge for some Solanium too while I'm at it. So I'll see you later. Okay, so we have a citizen request. What's this guy want? A small group of citizens seek your permission to begin an expedition. They have been cooped up inside the settlement walls for too long. They simply wish to experience the thrill of adventure, the excitement of stepping out of the unknown. Well, it doesn't have like yeah, I don't want to go too far with this. It doesn't guarantee that I get anything. If I deny the request, nothing happens. If I authorize it, well, I'll be able to pay off the debt, but I might get something back, although the last one didn't go so well. But this one, well, perhaps it might fare better this time. Yeah, in another 50 minutes it'll be finished. Oh, blow me down. The settlement has finished building its multi-barn, and there's nothing else. Let's see. How are we doing with the multi-barn? Oh. We still have slightly more happiness than productivity, but we've got a marked increase in productivity. Sentinel alert level 20%, and we still only have 35 citizens, but come to think of it, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, and there's another proposal en route, like 24 minutes from now. And that'll happen like before the explorers return. Interesting. Okay, so we have another new building opportunity, and it's a generator room. Yeah, looks like we're gonna need a lot of power. This is like the third one of these. So let's see. They're gonna put it behind this big building here. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's only going to take 20 minutes. What about the expedition? They'll be back, like, just in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, these two things will finish at approximately the same time. There's like a few minutes. So I'll be back to greet the expedition when they come back. And in the meantime, well, come to think of it, let me show you exactly what I've been up to. I mean, first off, I'm the highest possible rank in the autophage, so there aren't going to be any more autophage missions. Or at least, none that I really need to do, but I got kind of tired of scrounging around for the plants that I need. So I figured I'd expand the capacity of my farming room. It is now 6 times what it was before. Now each of these plants harvests 50 of what of their, I guess, crop. Yeah. So this entire room, all told, is worth 600 of each of the plants I need, except for Mordite and Faecium, since I don't use them all that much. Those are 300. I'd also like to expand this a bit more, to be honest, because the more I expand it, the more yield they're going to get at once. And this freighter, I mean, it's not often you think about how big this place actually is. But yeah, I'm not even sure how much room I have. Theoretically, I may be able to add multiple levels of this, of like this entire room. Because one of the things you can build on a freighter is stairs between decks. Well, the interesting thing is I've only ever used this one deck here. And it goes from the main room all the way back to there. And while I'm on the subject, there are these doors, these additional doors. I've not expanded in those directions either. Well, okay, that one just leads back to the docking bay, but this other one, I never did anything with it either. Well, okay, fine, it also expands back to the docking bay, but I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that I've only really gone in like the one direction. Actually, come to think of it, now that I mention it, I probably have been expanding in all directions except possibly this one, because there isn't that much there, but I could go in that direction too. And since the docking bay is... Hang on a second, let me see something here. So I make a left. Okay, yeah, the docking bay then would be below the farm. Or below this area right where I'm standing. I don't know how far out it goes, but regardless, I still have a pretty hefty chunk of space I can use. And in the meantime, though, I'll be running a few more errands. Maybe tinkering with my freighter a bit. Maybe see what the view is like out there. But I'll be back when the expedition comes back. What on... So not only did this expedition fail, too, But two of the citizens, well, they say left the settlement. I'm guessing they died. I'm beginning to wonder if these expeditions in general are worth it. So many people just keep dying on me, you know. They asked for it, but maybe it would be in their best interests to just not do these expeditions. I don't know what there is to gain in them anyway. Then again, I've only had 2 so far. Maybe if the third one fails too, I'll make an overarching policy decision not to allow them because they're simply too dangerous. So in a couple of minutes from now, or well, soon anyway, the next part of the generator is going to need to be built. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the last part of the generator. It's less than a minute from now. And I'm running out of carbon. I think I ought to cut down a couple of plants here and get some. Oh, and I've also been on board the Space Anomaly researching technology for the Minotaur. I'm not exactly sure when I'll use the Minotaur next, but one thing I did notice about it was that it has an AI system. It can run pretty much on its own, provided that its AI system is good enough. It was able to keep the Sentinels that I was fighting distracted while I was able to take the rest of them out. Okay, so 3 metal plates for the generator. And then I'm going to see just how far I can gussy up the Minotaur. So this is where the generator is here. Nice little out of the way place. Okay, now I parked the Minotaur right by my office. Let me just get back there. Yeah, see, there it is, right there. So I should be able to upgrade it for my office, which is good because outside it's radioactive. So let's see, what do we got here? Actually, I've got this recipe pinned, so I might as well install it here. The radar array. A high-detail radar device capable of upgrading the scanner technology aboard the Minotaur to analysis visor levels. So I can use it like a scanner. Yeah, there we go. And it doesn't seem to have its own AI system. A semi-autonomous artificial pilot plugin for the Minotaur Heavy Xcraft Hybrid installation that allows the Minotaur to traverse planets itself and engage in combat or mining activities to support its primary operator. Of course, the AI pilot will always cede control to the primary operator when they enter the cockpit. Piloting routines are highly localized. It is incapable of developing emotional bonds nor exercising independent control of the Minotaur. Well, that's a relief. Okay, so all I need is a quantum computer. Oh, P.S. On one of my, well, errands, I was trying to get more Atlantidum. I ran into an Echo Seed, or, well, you saw one of these was in the, at the start of the autophage mission, or during the autophage mission. I figure I mistook this for a bit of for a radiant shard, but I've got it here in case I need it. Although I don't know whether I need it. So we've got digging lasers, just in case. heavy cannon for defense. A mining laser, just like my multi-tool. Okay, so now we get into the hard stuff. There are not that many uses for Gravitino balls. So my idea was to sell them when I found somewhere that would take them. And I did find somewhere that would take them. Or should I say somewhere where I could sell it for what is subjectively worth, at least. As for making acid, for that other upgrade, I can do that. To make self-greasing servos, increase the motor efficiency. An automatically regulated lubricant dispenser fitted to the leg joints of the Minotaur to reduce friction and encourage fuel-efficient motion, so that it reduces fuel burn in the Minotaur's Daedalus engine. That would be, oh, I think it's this thing, but I'm not sure. And then, let me see, how many... Okay, 1 solar mirror and 2 Gravitino balls. I was reading that wrong. So I'm going to craft a solar mirror to put here. As for the Gravitino balls, well, my expeditions tend to return with them during certain missions. So I'll just wait to get enough of them. And then I'll finish upgrading the Minotaur. And if I ever need the Minotaur, I can bring it there and, well, have it fight or just distract the Sentinels again. Not exactly sure what the Minotaur does by itself, but I don't need it right now. But just in case I do, I will need it. Well, just in case I ever do need it. Anyway, I got 15 minutes. I'm gonna, I'll be back then unless something else happens in the settlement to finish building the generator. Okay, and finally, the nanotubes. I'll be back in another 20 minutes. And we're finished the generator. So, I'll see you when the next construction opportunity arrives, which... Oh, okay. Apparently it's in like 48 minutes from now, but I can always come back later than that.